You're right there, Mark here from 6 Plus. We're going over a first impression review of the Open War Mission Pack cards, and we shall see how they look. Catch you in a minute. Alright, so as I said, we're going to go over this mission pack. Now, what does it say on the back? Within this open play mission pack, you will find the rules required to play an open war game, including 9 objective cards, 12 deployment cards, 18 twist cards, 6 sudden death cards, 6 ruse cards, and 1 reference card, folded reference card. You will need a copy of the 40K core rulebook for the contents. Absolutely fine, makes sense. Let's open this up and have a little look. Now, the reason why I did get this set is more options with playing your 40k games. And, you know, obviously people have had bad experiences in the past with Maelstrom, which was the one back in the day. But let's see what they've obviously done to hopefully alleviate some of those concerns from the past. So, nice solid structure like they normally do with their cards, which give them their due. They are quite solid. Introduction. So, use this. Open War is a mission generator. Use a deck of cards to determine your game. The objective and sudden death decks tell you what you must do in order to win it. The deployment shows you where to deploy the models, and the twist and the ruse apply special rules to the battlefield. To generate any open war mission, follow the instructions below. So each player must muster an army from their collection. Basically, they have to determine if they're going to use power, rating, or points. Create the battlefield. If both players have small armies equal to 50 power level or 1,000 points below. Yeah, so basically going over the sizes. That's absolutely fine. Oh, there's a bit more on here. Oh, there is quite a bit in here. Objectives. Okay, so this is how they work it out. So, separate the open war cards into following 5 decks. Objective, deployment, twist, ruse, sudden death, and then draw cards as followed. Fine. Objective, 1 player draws the objective card, and basically you follow what it says. Fine. 1 player draws the deployment, you follow it. 1 player draws 1 twist card. This card presents a special rule that applies to both armies. Fine. Ruse, if the players use power ratings or points to muster their army, they compare the levels. If 1 player's total is greater than the opponent's, they draw. If 1 player has a total that is greater than their opponent's, 1 card from the ruse and keeps the card secret. This card details a cunning ploy that the player can use during the battle. This card will only be revealed if the player uses it. So I would say that's the one who's weaker. Okay, that's fine. Sudden death, if the player used... Oh, okay, so the stronger one gets that. Sudden death, if the player using power rating, if the player has a total that is double or more than the opponent, draws 1 card from the sudden death and keeps that secret. This outlines an additional victory factor. Okay. So basically the ruse is if you're slightly behind in points. If you are double or more, you have the sudden death card. Okay. And it's just a normal alternating setup. Okay, so let's see how this actually works in the way. So you got your objectives. Deployment, twists, and ruse, and sudden death. Alright, let's see how this actually works. So if let's say we just pick the top ones. So you have standoff, you have this deployment, the twist, and then we'll have a look at those ones in a second. But obviously this is shuffled, this is very random. So the objective is standoff. Place one objective marker in the center of the board. After determining deployment zone, starting with the defender, each player place one objective within their deployment, more than 6 away from the edge of battle. At the end of each battle round, each player scores 1 victory point if they control the objective within their own deployment, 2 if they control the objective marker in the center of the board, and 3 if they control the enemy's deployment zone. The player with the most victory points wins at the end. Fine. Then you have the deployment. Simple as that. Let's see what the twist is. Gale. Subtract 1 from move characteristics of all models. Subtract 1 from advance and charge rolls. Quite nice. Simple, but effective. Then if we have the ruse. So if one player is weaker than the other one, during deployment, up to 3 units from your army, excluding aircraft and Titanic, can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from enemy deployment zone and any enemy models. Quite a nice little one. Obviously, some people could say, oh, it's very imbalanced, but you only use that if you are weaker. So, hey-ho, it's part of the narrative. And then this is the one that if you are under half strength of the opponent, basically the opponent is double or more. So that's quite an extreme variant, but it gives you an option. Kill order. At the start of the first battle round, secretly note down which model in your opponent's army has the highest wounds characteristic. This must be a character, vehicle, or monster. If more than one model is tied for the highest wounds, choose one of those models to note down. If that model is destroyed, the battle immediately ends and you are the winner. If your opponent does not have a creature, vehicle, or monster, draw another sudden death card. I like these cards, alright? I can think of some imbalances that may be a bit like, oh, this is a bit wonky, but this is very much open play. Now, there was another method that I was thinking of using with these to make it a little bit more fair for both players, so it's not as random. So don't worry, the sudden death cards will still always be random. The ruse cards will always be random. That is fine. But I was thinking of Star Wars Legion. Now, the way they work is they have an objective, a deployment, and a environmental deck that each player has. And then basically you pick cards from it. So I'll show you an example. So here is 3 random deployment cards. Here is 3 random objective cards. And here is 3 twist cards. Now let's get that a bit more in view for everyone. Now, what we can do is the player who has the least amount of points or power level gets to choose if they want to pick a card first or second. Now you get to choose 2 cards. Now the way this works is you have to go from left to right and you basically go, I don't want this twist, I flip it, that's one of my choices. Then my opponent goes, well, I don't really like that deployment. I'm gonna do that. Alright, then a player goes back to, well, I don't like this twist of blackout with shooting psychic abilities. I'll flip that now. Because there is no other option, that one is locked into place. So player B has the final choice. You can pass it if you wish and go, I don't mind these 3 being here. Or they can go, I don't like this deployment here. Done. So it's given a bit of choice to the randomness of it. So now you then choose the far left cards, which will be the prize, be this deployment, and it'll be this twist. You still do the ruse and the sudden death random for the player who is weakest, but that's it. Now, I think this could be quite interesting. I do want to play test it when I have a chance to play test it to see how it actually comes out. But I think this would be quite a cool thing going forward. Obviously, you still have match play, which is very, very good in its own ways of secondaries and mission objectives and so on and so forth. But for being able to play just a quick fire random game, it's really awesome that you don't have to worry about secondaries per se. You don't have to worry about, oh, I've got 9th edition secondaries, my opponent's only got 8th edition secondaries, or vice versa. You know, one army may be stronger in secondaries than another. This gets rid of it, but it's worth a shot. Anyway, please, if you've used these cards in the past, let me know down below. I'll be very interested to see what your feedback has been like. If you want to try this method, by all means, let me know as well. I'm going to be trying a couple games and I'll be posting in the comments down below how it actually went. But anyway, thank you very, very much for watching all the way through. It's very much appreciated. Any likes, comments, anything like that, very much appreciated as well. It does help the YouTube overlord algorithms and all that. But anyway, you'll have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.